Okay, I'm here in Culver City with Larry W., affectionately known as Larry the Legend. And his legend comes from a collection of signed boxing gloves, signed cards, and signed magazine that he's painstakingly collected over the years. So Larry, what started you out collecting autographs, boxing?
The funny thing is the whole thing started in 2006. What happened is I work at the Marriott hotels. I've been there since '99. And what happened, I was always a boxing fan, and they had a few press conferences there. They had like Vargas and De La Hoya, Klitschko, Brewster. But the thing that really got me started was 2006. They had the World Boxing Hall of Fame, and they had an autograph show there.
That must have been exciting.
Yeah, it was in 2006, and then I asked my boss if I can attend the boxing thing because I was an employee. He said, "Yeah, go ahead." So I went into the autographs, and I had some cards. This is before I got gloves or anything, and I wound up getting like 25, 26 different fighters' autographs that night.
On cards?
On Marriott forms. I can show you later. Marriott stationery, because I didn't.
Very good.
I didn't know people would get gloves signed and stuff. I figured cards, but excuse me. Yeah, that's what got me started. And then in 2008 and 2007, they had the show in Ontario, so I wasn't able to go.
So on that day, which was the most exciting autograph you got?
Roberto Duran on a Marriott thing.
Oh, that's great.
And it was funny. It was so funny because I actually, I got Julian the Hawk Jackson. I knew him from his career. I knew Jeff Chandler, who was a fighter out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and it was a really good show. I remember a few, like Juan Laporte was there, some of the others, and then 2008, 2009, they had the same thing. And actually, 2006 is kind of memorable because I met Greg Haugen for the first time that year.
Keep talking. I'm going to just start showing the fans some of your stuff, but keep telling the story.
Yeah, that's what happened. And then in 2000, and I started going to fight. Oh, I did go to fights. I went to, this is even before I started getting autographs. I went to 2 shows in 2003 and 2004. One of them was Lennox Lewis versus Vitaly Klitschko at Staples. And then in 2004, I went to Vitaly Klitschko against Corey Sanders at Staples, actually. Actually, I have the program signed by both of them. I went to this fight right here, Vitaly Klitschko and Lennox Lewis. That was one of the big fights that I went to. And then about 2009, I started wanting to meet people, and I went downtown. To Oscar De La Hoya's retirement press conference, and I met a few friends. I met this guy, Oliver Vogt, who's like one of my best friends, and he knows a ton about boxing. So I met him then, and then after that I started getting a lot of autographs. I went to the first fight in 2008 at StubHub between Ricardo Mayorga and Shane Mosley, and then later on that year I went to see Shane Mosley against Antonio Margarito at Staples Arena. And then there was another one I went to. I went to 2007. It was actually Fernando Vargas versus Ricardo Mayorga that was at the Staples too, so I was just getting into it at that point.
Now, trying to find the venues, there's press conferences, there's fights, there's
media workouts.
PR. How did you form a pattern of how to follow the boxers, who's coming in? Because we're in Culver City, which is right next to Los Angeles, so you've had to travel all over Los Angeles to collect these autographs.
Yeah. Yeah, I found out that I started learning about the weigh-ins. I didn't really know that people, until probably about 2009, I didn't really know that people went to weigh-ins and stuff, and that the fighters are there and you have a chance to meet other boxers and celebrities that are, broadcasters. And I started going to the weigh-ins and started getting a lot of autographs, and then eventually I found out about the media workouts and press conferences and stuff like that. And that's how it happened. Now I try to go to, when I can. My work is very flexible. If I want time off, if I tell them ahead of time, I can go to the weigh-ins or go to the press conferences and stuff.
Are they still having at your place of work? They're still having the press conferences and the like?
Oh no, they haven't really had anything there in a long time. Actually.
So you have to.
It's been about 2009 since I've had anything really big there.
Oh, okay.
Then they had like I said, they had the 2006, the 2008, and I became friends with Armando Muniz, who was president of the World Boxing Hall of Fame.
Oh, very good.
And I got to meet Michelle Chong and Steve Harps. Do you know them?
No.
Yeah, and they were around. And then Don Frazier I got to meet, and they used to have They used to have luncheons every, I don't know, I forgot what day of the week it was, at the Dunes Hotel in Hollywood, so I went to that too. You know?
Now, on a typical fighter, let's pick. Here's Manny Pacquiao right here. How many Manny Pacquiao autographs do you have?
Well, I have about 10 gloves signed by him, and I got a special deal. I have those 4 magazines signed over there, but I actually paid somebody to get those signed for me, and I got a good deal because he did the whole Pac-Man thing on there. He wrote the whole Pac-Man. If you look at it underneath, I can show you another Pacquiao autograph, and you'll see he doesn't. He didn't write Pac-Man. If you look like at this glove here, he signed it, but he didn't put Pac-Man on it.
Oh
So,
yeah, normally he would put both.
No, it depends how busy he is. You know, if you ask him, I had a friend that actually asked him, and he actually did it. Actually, this is another interesting glove I wanted to show you. This is one of what we try to do is a combo glove. This is a Pacquiao versus Marco Antonio Barrera, and this was Pacquiao's coming out party. That's that fight made him a superstar. So it took a while for us to
Now
get
this
Pacquiao on mark.
is a beautiful glove.
Mhm.
You're right. It's historic.
Yeah, it's historic. You know.
So now give me an idea of somebody that maybe only have one autograph of.
I'll show you Floyd Mayweather. I have 3 of them.
So that's harder to get then.
Yeah. I'll show you another one. This is a Marvin Hagler glove that I got a whole story about Marvin Hagler with me. He's been so nice to me, and he's tough to get an autograph from, but he's a good guy. And
Marvin Hagler.
And I have a couple of his magazines. I just got the Boxing Illustrated one. I just got that signed in June, where I had him put to Larry Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I had that one signed in June when I went to the Hall of Fame. You know.
Now, are any of these collectible magazines, gloves, and other items, are you collecting them to sell on the internet, or is this to keep in your possession?
This is to keep in my possession.
Oh,
You know?
okay.
I mean, I've made trades with people and stuff like that. I normally don't sell stuff, though.
Yeah.
You know.
So, because a lot of people, a lot of boxers think that the guys collect autographs to make a profit off
They
of it.
do. A lot of people do, and there's nothing really wrong with it, unless but it's if the fighter doesn't want to sign because of that reason, I understand that too. You know.
How many magazines have you got signed?
Magazines there's 5 Michael Spinks you have to look at over there
Oh,
actually
my
too.
goodness.
Michael Spinks, I got to say, it was a real honor to meet him. I first met him in 2014, and he's really nice. He signed all those magazines, and I have 4 more up there. You know, he's just a humble guy. He's a really nice guy. I've got him on gloves, and I got him on a lot of magazines. You know, let me tell you another story.
Sure.
Actually, there's some more cards you can look at on the wall. Actually, over there too. I got the Klitschko's on a card, and then Mosley and Fernando Vargas. Those are all on there too. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a little history. I started buying boxing magazines actually in 1982, and I've been buying them ever since. There used to be 5 boxing magazines out a month. Now there's 2, so I'm a little bit.
Name the
heartbroken.
5 in the list.
World Boxing, All World Boxing, KO, Ring. And then there was a couple of really rare ones that I need to get old copies of. One of them was called Boxing Scene, but it's different. I think it's different from the new one. And another one was called Boxing Beat. And I'm just, I could buy some of them on eBay. It's just killing me not having them because they're kind of rare, But right now Ring has always been around. Ring has been around. And then Burt Randolph Sugar had a really good one called Boxing Illustrated. That was a really nice magazine.
Oh,
So when I was in high school and junior high to high school to college, there's a Pico Robertson newsstand that's still there. I've been going there for 35 years. It's kind of funny because one of the guys that works there, his name is Joe Manuel, and he's a boxing fan. He works and he knows almost as much about boxing as I do. He's about 44, and he saw me buying magazines, and I started talking to him, and he became a good friend of mine. Randy Gordon is another guy that I met him in 2000. I never met him in perfect person until 2016. He was chairman of the. Yeah, it's a funny story. He calls himself the luckiest boxing fan ever born, and that's because he became a fighter, to a writer, to an editor, and then to chairman of the New York State Athletic Commission, and then after that he was a promoter, and now he has his own show. I know it's called Sirius XM, and Randy Gordon he's just an amazing guy. When I was growing up watching his fights he used to announce on the USA Network. And to meet him in person, I thought he was like a celebrity. I used to watch all of his stuff. You got to remember when I was in junior high, from 80 well, junior high from 80 to 83, and then high school from 83 to 86. It was a great time to be a boxing fan. You had the four kings. You had Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, Duran. And it was interesting. With HBO, I used to love it. There was a fighter that I used to love to watch, and it was a real tragedy. He didn't go further. It was Donald Curry. He was from Fort Worth, Texas, and everybody thought he was going to be the next Sugar Ray Leonard. And he unified the division, and he fought it was the showdown in 85. It was Milton McCrory versus Donald Curry. Curry had the WBC belt, McCrory had the WBA belt, and Curry destroyed him in 2 rounds. But it was nice. I really liked watching it back then, because USA's Tuesday night fights were fantastic too. I got to meet Sean O'Grady. He signed a card for me.
Oh, very good.
And yeah, I wish there was more stuff on
for
TV.
boxers, do any of them in order to get all these autographs, you have to present yourself to a lot of boxers over and over and
Yes.
over, especially if you got multiple autographs.
Yes.
Anybody kind of recognize you or consider you a friend or an acquaintance?
Oh yeah, Andre Ward is really nice. I mean, he's cool. Roy Jones, I could talk about for 2 days. He's just been amazing to me. He's been so supportive.
He's out
of me.
in Vegas.
Well, I see him all over the place because
Okay.
now he's with HBO. I had a really fun encounter with Lennox Lewis a couple years ago. I was walking back to my car. I was at the MGM, and all of a sudden somebody started yelling at me, and I look around and I don't see anybody. I look around, and then I keep walking. And then he yells again. I walk over, and it was Lennox Lewis, and we had a really fun talk.
Did he just say Larry, or did
He
he
didn't
say?
know my name. He said I was a good chap, and it was so funny because when I was with him, he was trying to get a cigarette. He was smoking he was going to smoke, and he asked about 7 or 8 people. Nobody had a light, and it was so funny because finally somebody had a light, but it was Lennox Lewis was asking all these people for a cigarette. Nobody had any clue who he was, so it was kind of funny. Roy Jones. I got an amazing story about Juan Manuel Marquez. This guy went out above and beyond the call of duty to help me get autographs a couple times.
Yeah.
What happened when he was fighting Alvarado, he was working out at the Rock Gym in Carson, which I've only been to maybe 1 or 2 times. And it was really hot out, so I had my car door open, and it was like sweating, and I couldn't breathe. And all of a sudden, he walks out, and I rush over. I close the door, I grab my glove, and by the time I get over to the van, he's already in the van. So all of a sudden, I start holding my glove up, and all of a sudden, he rolls the window down. I couldn't believe it. And then he said, yeah, I'll sign for you. So he takes a glove, and he signs it for me. And then I only got one that day, but later in the week at one of the press conferences, he had a press conference at the Forum in Inglewood for the Mike Alvarado fight in 2014. This was another story. I'm waiting up at the ramp, the tunnel, because they drove him through the tunnel, because I don't think he wanted to get mobbed by everybody when he came in. So I'm waiting at the tunnel, and I had no idea what kind of van he was in or anything. It was a long shot. All of a sudden, the van pulls up, and the same thing happens. He rolls the window down, and he takes a glove and signs it for me. So I couldn't get any luckier than that he did it twice for me in 1 week.
Well, of all the autographs, who's the greatest legend? Would it be Chavez? Would it be Klitschko? Who would be?
It's all up to people's opinions. I don't know.
For you, though?
For me? It's hard to... I really can't...
Because you have so many.
If I list them, I mean, Hagler, Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, Chavez...
Top 10 list. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I could go on. I don't want to exclude anybody.
Now,
Marquez, Barrera, Morales, Chavez.
Where did you get the nickname Larry the Legend? Was that from a friend?
It was from some of the autograph people. Yeah, I started going to events and I was having trouble getting autographs. I tried to learn the tricks of it and stuff. And once I found out about going to the hotels and stuff like that, and Oscar De La Hoya is amazing. He's just absolutely amazing to the fans. He signs.
He knows boxing too.
He signs everything for everybody. But I'm just glad the Marcus situation was explained because that was the fact that he did that. It was really hard. Roy
Explain
Jones.
that.
Yeah, Marvin Hagler's a tough autograph to get, but he signs.
But you got it. Yeah.
I've got him. It's just it's kind of hard to get him. Some of I've actually got autographs from some of the people who rarely ever sign autographs, and that's Terrence Crawford.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got Terrence Crawford on a couple items and stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael Spinks. Larry Holmes was fantastic when I met him. Michael Spinks was fantastic. Barrera.
How about Holyfield? You got Holyfield?
Holyfield, everybody knows Holyfield is very, very hard. I did get him one day. He did a signing in Vegas right in front of the T-Mobile, and he signed a Tecate picture for me.
Oh, nice. How about Triple G? You got any Triple Gs?
Yeah, I have 3 I have a lot. Hold on, let me put the picture on. I have 3. I have the Ring magazine here.
Uh-huh.
And then up on the right,
Here's a Mayweather right next
There's
to
a Mayweather. It got a little smeared, but you know it's better than nothing. And then the Golovkin versus Danny Jacobs is right up there too.
right here.
Yeah. And then I have one more Golovkin next to Hagler on the right. See where it says who's next? I got that one signed by. No, up one and then two over to the right, with all four guys on there. I got that one signed.
That's a
by Golovkin,
nice
too,
one.
Yeah.
So you got 3 more fighters to get on there.
Yeah. Those are hard. They're all hard. Kovalev's not that hard anymore. Thurman hasn't been around, and Kovalev. I just I'm going to show you something. I
Mikey
actually got-
Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd, Chavez, Kovalov.
Those are. I got 4 Michael Spinks up there. I got really lucky with this Canelo. I got this Canelo autograph last week, Sunday. I got really lucky. They did something that pulled him over. Usually Canelo really doesn't usually. I don't think he really normally pulls down and signs. But they had a guy in a wheelchair, so they put the guy in the wheelchair in front, and then he pulled over and he rolled down his window, and luckily I got this one signed.
Got it
this
at the
Ring
same
magazine
time.
stuff.
How about your gloves? How many gloves you got signed?
I have a lot. Most of them are not here. I can show you some. I want to show. This is a Marquez story. This is an amazing one that I got. I got this Marquez signed the night that him and Canelo fought Chavez at the T-Mobile Arena. And after the fight, they were doing an interview and stuff in the show, and I got lucky that night because there was a balcony that was like 30 feet high, and I had to like 4 or 5 times I had to throw my glove before I finally got it up there. And once I got it up there, it was great. I got Golovkin that night, and I got Marquez.
Oh,
that
that's
night.
nice.
Roy Joneses. There's a couple Roy Joneses that he signed. Yeah, I have some of them at home. I could show you another time. He wrote 1990s Fighter of the Decade.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, he signed a few of those. Here's another Roy Jones. This is actually, I'm going to show you a glove that's very, very rare, but my friend says that it's one of the best gloves you can get. This was actually signed by Prince Naseem Hamed and Marco Antonio Barrera.
Oh, nice.
So that one came out nice. It was a year ago we got Prince Naseem. Prince Naseem is a very hard autograph to get because he lives in England, so he probably very rarely comes back to the United States. But once we got Prince Naseem on there, we had to get Barrera. There was no choice, no thing about it. This is another really good combo gloves that really good is Rafael Marquez against Israel Vasquez.
Oh, very, very good.
Yeah, these are really nice. That was a great fight. Barrera and Morales is that's everybody's one of their favorite ones. But you can get Pacquiao. You can get Pacquiao with a lot of people. You can get him with Marquez. You can get him with Barrera, Morales, Ricky Hatton, Cotto, because he basically fought everybody. Floyd's different, though. Floyd Mayweather will not sign another glove if another fighter is on there. It's just his principles. He says, no, I'm not signing it. You could get Floyd on something, but you have to get the other fighter second because Floyd will not. He's very particular. He won't sign a glove that's signed by somebody else. I did have a situation. I've had a few situations where the fighter didn't want to sign because he felt like the other guy took steroids and cheated and stuff like that. So he didn't want to sign it. But
maybe Margarito and Cotto. That was kind of a cheat.
That's a bad one. Did you see? I have Cotto here. I have three Cotto magazines. Yeah, and I have a bunch of gloves signed by him. And this one was hard to get. I got Bradley and Marquez on this. These 4 are all Michael Spinks magazines. This is the boxing scene. It used to come out a long time ago. It was a great magazine. I have to go on eBay and buy more copies of them. It came out with Boxing Beat. That was good. This is signed by Tarver and Andre. This is actually from Andre Ward's pro debut.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah, this one is an amazing.
Have you seen the Contender? He's got the Contender.
Oh yeah, I heard of it. This is a really good. This was a good fight. The Sergio Martinez versus Paul Williams, the first fight. Yeah, that one was good. The second fight made history because Yeah, you could pull that up if you want. That's signed by Rungvisai the night that he destroyed Chocolatito.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm gonna see Chocolatito in Vegas next week. Though he's gonna be on the card.
Who's he fighting?
He's not much. I have to.
Here's a box full of gloves, another box full of gloves.
Yeah. This is
gloves
a nice one.
all over the apartment.
This is a nice one. I had Michael Spinks sign that. He was a '76 Olympic gold medalist. So I had him on the Gold Glove.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
This is really, it looks good. He's got a great signature. You can read it. Some boxers, you can't read their signature or they just initialize
I'll give you an
it.
example. You probably have no idea who this is. Everybody knows who this is, though.
No, I don't.
Yeah, this is actually a very nice autograph. This is a Sugar Ray Leonard autograph, though.
Oh.
Yeah,
wow.
but that's the way he signs it, though. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so, yeah. Yeah,
And where is the rest of your collection? You have more put away
I
somewhere?
have gloves in my mom's house, pretty much. It's in her. We can go there if you want. It's in her garage in my old bedroom and stuff. You know.
Okay.
And then there's
Any
a
more
couple-
stories you want to tell?
I was going to show you some. These are all signed by. I have 4 of them signed by Shane Mosley. And that's when he knocked Marguerite. I was at that fight. And here's Shane when he fought Pacquiao, and then when he fought Jesse James Lejos, and then this is a Pacquiao. And then Danny Garcia's got a great fight coming up next week against Sean Porter. That's going to be good. And this is Shane when he fought Jesse James Lejos. And then I have I have some other stuff to show you. Probably need to put the light on there a little bit more though. I have some photos up there. You could probably see who signed those. Paul Williams and Cintrone Mosley.
Sergio Martinez,
Keith Thurman.
Keith Thurman.
Um,
Who's this one down here?
that's
This-
Sugar Shane Mosley. but I
Sugar
think it's
Shane
blocked from
Mosley.
you.
And then,
Paul Williams and Kermit Cintrone.
very nice.
Yeah. Oh, look at the Michael. Did you see the Michael Spinks ones already? I had 5 of them over there. Yeah.
This one's on KO Magazine, Tyson Spinks.
That other one's signed by Spinks and Cody.
Ring, and ring. Some small cards, signed.
Some of those are hard. Mike Spinks just signed some of those for me. Some of those are hard to sign because you have to write so small that you can barely fit on them.
Here's the card collection.
Yeah. Let me put the light on there. Yeah, I can tell you who each of these guys are if you want.
So who made you laugh getting an autograph?
Oh, I got the story to tell you actually. It didn't make me laugh, but it made other people laugh. Well, they weren't laugh; they felt sorry for me. But I was downtown in 2011 in front of the LA Library. They had a press conference, and Canelo was there. I don't remember who he was fighting. And all of a sudden, I was reaching over to get an autograph, and all of a sudden, the barricade fell down, and I fell right on my. I fell down. I still have the mark on my chin. I fell down and I was bleeding, and I kept trying.
A scar for the cause.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
and what happened is I was bleeding, and Canelo saw the whole thing happen. He says, "Damn, I'm going to have to sign for that guy." so Canelo. Here's actually a Canelo glove. This is actually a nice one. You can actually see where he put El Canelo on there. You know, that's the thing about these autographs. If they sign them, they look. I mean, they look almost always the same.
Uh-huh.
Very, very. Yeah, sometimes they sign nicer. You know, I've got a lot of stuff signed by Deontay Wilder, Larry.
Oh
Holmes.
my goodness, Deontay.
Yeah, what I'm gonna try to do is get some of my Tyson Fury to sign. I have some magazines, and I want to get Fury and Wilder on the glove. Do you think that fight's gonna happen in Vegas, or nobody knows yet?
Nobody knows yet because it could be overseas, it could be here.
Yeah. Yeah, Wilder's good. I actually have a magazine you could probably see signed by Wilder actually, so you can see what his autograph looks like. That's he signed that right there. That's the way he signs. His autograph always looks the same, except sometimes he writes Bronze Bomber on there.
It almost looks like the Pacquiao loops, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, but right now, like I said, I'm trying to focus on
And Triple
magazines.
G, this is an unusual Triple G signature because
That's
usually
actually
it just
a-
puts the G's. This is
no, that was
kind of
older, yeah.
fancy.
Yeah, that one came out really well. You know,
There's Oscar's signature.
Oscar. Yeah, he put Hall of Fame on that one, 2014. Yeah, Tommy Hearns. I got about 8 magazines signed by him, you know, including a program from one of the fights when he fought James Kitchen.
Oh, now that's rare. So that's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, if anybody's interested in finding out how to buy stuff, there's a couple of really good websites. SP Boxing. I guess the 3 big guys in, I don't want to exclude anybody, but I think the 3 best guys are Craig Hamilton, Bob Pace, and Jay Seidman. So SP Boxing, if anybody wants to buy stuff, that's a really good site. You can buy all kinds of signed stuff, unsigned stuff, cards, everything, you know. But he's actually I never met the guy, but Jay Seidman, he produces most of the programs for the fights and stuff.
Well, Larry, we're going to cut this one off as part 1, and we'll come back to part 2 at your mother's house when we get a chance. I want to thank you for opening up your apartment here in Culver City and sharing with all the boxing fans this legendary work. I mean, the miles you've walked, the hours you've waited, the patience you displayed to get all these autographs. It's amazing.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.
All right, bye-bye.